Alright, how's it going, everybody? I haven't made a video since last year, so I decided to talk about a pretty important topic, in my opinion, in this particular video, and that is Sony's predatory nature in the VR industry. Because, as you know, a few weeks ago, they've, showcased the PSVR 2, and everybody thinks it's super cool and high-tech and everything. And, there's nothing wrong with Sony dabbling in the VR market, and this headset does look pretty cool, but Sony needs to realize that console VR, as it stands right now, is just a gimmicky toy, okay? It's an expensive, really, locked down gimmicky toy, but a gimmicky toy nonetheless, okay? Because it's like $500 for the console, $600 for the headset. Yeah, it's quite a big money sink. And here's the thing. VR, generally speaking, is a new technology, and like all new technologies, they need to develop on PC before they develop on console, okay? That's what happened with 4K gaming, with ultra-wide, with ray tracing. All that stuff came on to PC first, and then onto console afterwards, okay? And there's a very good reason for that, because a PC is a fundamentally significantly more open platform than a console is, okay? Because you could do all sorts of experimental stuff and debugging and just, things that you really cannot do on a console, because consoles are significantly more locked down in their nature. And the same goes for VR, because right now on PC, other than Half-Life Alyx, we really do not have that many high-end VR games. It's mostly just indie sandbox stuff. And there's nothing wrong with that, but the fact is we need more AAA titles on PC in VR to actually push the limits of this technology and see how we can best optimize it and make it do, everything it can do at maximum efficiency. And again, that is not really something you can do on a console, because that's just not where you develop that type of stuff. And it was already kind of a red flag when PSVR bought out the exclusivity rights to Resident Evil 7 VR, and now they're doing it again with Resident Evil 8 VR. And I mean, okay, that's 1 or 2 games. It's not a huge deal, even though it's pretty annoying. But, I have a concern that they might start doing this with other AAA titles. And that's where, you really need to draw the line. Because, Sony is just trying to bite off more than it can chew, They're trying to, not stay in their lane. Because, again, console VR is just a gimmick right now. Even Xbox doesn't have their own VR alternative. So that really goes to show that Sony, they can make it, they can sell it, but it does not hold a candle to PC VR, and won't do so until VR as a technology becomes, a lot more developed and a lot more mainstream, okay? So basically, I'm just saying that Sony needs to know its place and not do all these AAA exclusives in VR, because that's just going to kill development for the platform. Not to mention that because it's a new technology, it's really expensive. Like I said earlier, it's $600 for a PSVR 2 headset, plus the $500 for the console. And considering that most people probably already have VR headsets on PC, those that have VR in general, they're probably not going to be willing to spend another, $600 on a VR headset for another platform, because, that's just simply too much money, okay? Right now, the VR market for the overwhelmingly, high part is concentrated on PC, okay? And that's the way it needs to be if we want this technology to take off, because that's just the way it's always been. So basically what I'm getting at is that PSVR, it's cool, it's a fun thing to play around with, but it should be nothing more than that right now, while VR is still a new technology. And they should certainly not be trying to drag all these AAA exclusives onto it, because then they're just going to take that away from PC, and it will prevent VR from developing as a whole. And yeah, that's really the main point that I'm trying to make here. And yeah, guys, that's the end of today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did enjoy it, please do consider hitting that like and subscribe button. As always, this is your captain speaking. Peace out.